All right, back on the trail with an orange. I just took a Nero, not even in Kalkaska. Guess who came and got me again? Patty and Dave. Those guys were so great, and what a great week. So I just took one night. It's called a Nero when you hike almost no miles instead of a 0 is when you hike no miles. Giving myself 5 days to get to Petoskey now. And the deadline I'm kind of working with on this stretch of Lower Peninsula, Michigan, you're going from Croton Dam, drop my orange, Croton Dam to Mackinac, due to a cousin's wedding I really want to go to. So that's what I'm trying to get done all the way to Mackinac in time to get home for that. All right, let's hike. All right, I'm north of Kalkaska a bit, and bad news, I broke the external mic. I had it plugged into my iPhone and I dropped the phone and it snapped. So we're stuck with the iPhone mic for a while. I might have to get closer. Is this too close? Is that too close? My goal is to make it about 17.5 miles today to a state forest campground. Maybe not the best plan. It is Memorial Day weekend. There's a lot of people out in the woods, and also I didn't start until like 11 a.m. I apparently have a hard time getting out of town. So, we'll see. Apparently, I've become public transportation for the bugs. That is the exact thing you're trying not to step on when you bushwhack down to the marsh to grab some water. The exact thing. Look at me like I'm on the PCT. But I'm Irish. There's no shade on these road walks. It's all road walking today, so try not to get fried. I am so desperate for shade right now, I can hardly stand it. It's all private property. Look at all that glorious shade over there. Look at it. Ugh. These east to west road walks, the sun's on you the whole time. Ooh, ooh, it's 7 o'clock. Still got about 2.5 miles, I think, to go to the forest campground if I want to go there. Good news, my feet are doing great. Also good news, I've already lost enough weight to where I fit back into my hiking pants. Right in time for the bugs to come out. So, they're good for that. They're baggy. They can't get me. Shade. I made it into camp last night, or I made it to Pickerel State Forest Campground, and it was totally full. It's totally full. It's Memorial Day weekend. The place is packed. So, but I just went and asked a group from Grand Rapids if they would care if I just set up my tent kind of at the back of their campsite, and they were awesome about it, and a quiet group too. So I'm really thankful that they let me stay. All right, and ready to do it again. Let's hike. All right, I just crossed out of the Grand Traverse Chapters territory, which was so great. And hello, Jordan Valley 45-degree NCTA chapter. So very much looking forward to this section. It looks like I got 2.5 miles to lunch. There's a cool overlook. The 45th parallel. Now, I should know more about what that is. I'm gonna guess it's related to longitude and latitude somehow. And then it looks like I got 65 miles to Petoskey. It's gonna be a little bit shorter than that because I'm staying with, I believe, a member of this chapter. Do not know what to do about this guy. The trail's been pretty torn up by a logging operation here, so you can see the blazes in the tread here. And then, where the heck does it go? Oh, I see blazes way out there. Well, I made up for doing almost 10 miles by lunch by sitting here for a really long time. I'm really tempted to just camp here. But no, I'm gonna keep going. Oh God, there's an orgy going on over there. I think I might have finally found a signal tree. I think this looks a lot like other ones I've seen pictures of. Native Americans used to take saplings and they would like lash them bent like that so that they would grow like that, and then it was meant to point the way of the trail. I think I found another one. Look at that one's got 3 different branches bent. I wonder if that was a trail junction then, if there were like 3 different trails that met. This one over here, I don't know if you guys can really see that. There's another one. Oh. And that one's bent in like the same direction, facing kind of the same direction the last one was. If I'm reading my maps right, I think they're pointing toward a lake. Maybe there's a trail run into a lake over here. I almost pitched my tent on that guy. I'm getting suddenly very careful where I step. Oh yeah, buddy. I didn't have any butter oil, so I put the morels in with my veggie soup for the night. I made it to camp, I think around 7, so at least a couple hours earlier, but I kind of dawdled today. It's cool, it's a sign of confidence. I knew I could make it 15 miles, and so I was really enjoying the woods. You know, Memorial Day weekend, the woods are beautiful, but the soundtrack is constant motors. And then on top of that, there's a lot of gas and oil extraction in this area. You know, in the background was just this like constant industrial motor thrumming, because I think there must have been a gas or an oil pump somewhere nearby. So as somebody whose big motivation for doing stuff like this is to kind of get away from human noise, it's been a little tough for me, but I guess I'm actually kind of adjusting to it, and so I'm still definitely enjoying the hiking a lot. And those signal trees, and finding morels like under, if I find a squash morel under my tent tomorrow, I'm gonna be so mad. All right, and ready to do 15 again tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll get to head into Jordan Valley, which is supposed to be spectacularly beautiful, Jordan River Valley, so I'm excited about that. See, there were about 15 slugs on the tent this morning. The first time I've had a snail on my tent. Look at that guy. Ah. I'll put you over here. You like that? There you go. All right, starting the day off with a problem. I didn't know that. And I was planning on camping, gosh, I think somewhere around here. That's like 15 miles. Well, this is frustrating. So I'm right here. It's saying it's 3.8 miles to Piney Bridge State Forest Campground, which is apparently the only place that you can camp on the entire Jordan River stretch. So I guess, I mean, like, my choice is either camp here which is only 4 more miles, so it would only be like 8 miles today. Or go another, so basically do my first 20-mile day up to here. My big fear here is, of course, is that here is gonna be actual like people's property because it's on a road. So then I might get stuck going even further, and it's like 6 miles up the trail to the next water source after here. Man, that's frustrating. I don't know what to do, and it's 11 o'clock already, so. But I can think about it while I have an amazing overlook here. So I'm gonna sit here and think about this with this pretty view and a ton of midges circling my face. And for some reason, my head net really stinks. I decided my gap in research was a good excuse to take a nap today. It's been pretty delicious. Hey, Michigan, I got a quick question for you. Why do people drive monster trucks here? Lots of people drive pickup trucks in Minnesota. Lots of people. In Michigan, people drive monster trucks, okay? I mean, the lift kits I'm seeing on these things, how do you get your engines that loud exactly? How? I'm really curious, honestly. Those aren't Hemis. Those are quaddy. I don't know. What's twice as loud as a Hemi? 4 times as loud as a Hemi. They're really loud. But to be honest, I'm not going to be sad when I'm not in monster truck territory anymore. Woof. It's loud. I don't know what kind of bug these guys are. They're all over the tent this morning. Look at how camouflaged they are to look like a dead leaf. Time to find a new home, buddy. Oh my goodness, it's a rock. I was all set to try walking around on the dam, which kind of looked like a terrible idea, or below the dam. That was probably what I was gonna do. But then I thought to look around a little bit, and it turns out trail's over here. Moving a bit too fast today. Glad I didn't try to do that. Mosquitoes haven't been that bad, but they are out now in the Jordan River Valley. I keep telling myself that they can only fly 1.5 miles an hour. So if I just walk faster, I'll outrun them. But they just keep coming. I'm hoping they're just thick right here right now because Jordan River Valley is pretty marshy. I was hoping to stop there for lunch, but And if they're just this thick already now, might have to take walking lunches. Yeah, so I'm like 30 feet up the road from where I just got that water, where I was getting swarmed with mosquitoes. That's one thing I've learned, is that if I'm suddenly getting bitten by mosquitoes every 5 seconds, it's probably because even if I can't see it, there's a marsh or like a beaver pond somewhere nearby. Usually the trail's gonna take you out of that territory every once in a while, so you'll get a break. I get a break from the mosquitoes. And as soon as I found a place without them, I was like, I'm eating lunch. Mosquitoes are bad unless you stop. Can you guys see them? Or maybe I'm just being a wimp. I don't know. I feel like they're everywhere. I had to get my paper map out because the other night I noticed that some land that was marked as public land on Avenza was not public land on the printed maps, which are newer. On Avenza, this whole stretch is marked as public land, and it's not. So I've learned that lesson this week. Make sure to check the paper maps too. I love it up on this little up and down up on the ridges here in this really young forest. The trees are so little and close. I really wish I could camp up here. There are like no mosquitoes, but I'm out of water. Dang it. Well, let's hope that the forest on the other side of the creek is the same. So if I'm reading my maps right, this should be public land, but there's a no trespassing sign right there. There's just a whole lot of properties on this road. Oh, not looking good. All right, well, I didn't see any state land where the map said there would be. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I don't know. But I've got two choices. I can walk 1.5 miles, road walk to where there might be this again, or it might be nice forest like those ridges I was up on. No way to know. That's the adventure. Or I could go back to these folks here. They have a real pretty farm. And risk asking strangers to let me camp on their land. All right, well, I just crossed the county line, and both maps show now that this is state land, and the no trespassing sign stopped, so I think I'm good. Woke up early today. Birds get up really early. All road walk so far today. I got a bit more to go, a couple miles more to go. And man, my energy level just started tanking around mile 4. So I had ambitious plans today. I did my longest mileage yet yesterday, over 18 miles, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get another 18 today. But body's in charge. Body's in charge out here. Head's just along for the ride. Now this is, I'm calling this trail mocha. It's Carnation instant breakfast with Starbucks Via. Seriously, it tastes exactly like a Starbucks mocha. Now we know what the secret is. It's just Carnation instant breakfast. That's what they make those with. Oh, the tick, if you can't tell. Usually, mosquitoes hate the sun. But 1/2 mile to the west is huge marsh. Enormous. It runs for miles, so mosquitoes run this place. The trail's finally gonna meet up with Lake Michigan. And usually along the lake, the breeze is strong enough that even if they're in the woods, if you can get onto the lake, you'll get a break from them because the wind's just gonna banish them all back to the woods. That got real intense real fast. Well, I've been hiding in the tent since I pitched it. I gotta go hang the bear bag before I go to sleep. Also though, I've found more ticks on me and my gear than the previous 10 years of my outdoor experience. No lie. I found 3 on me. 2 had bitten me, but hadn't gotten, like, broken through the skin yet. I found them quick. Check it out. They're, like, waiting on me. So there's one there. That's a first for me. I don't know if I'm ready for this, you guys. I looked at the maps and was hopeful that once I got past this large marsh that this would kind of calm down, but then I noticed it's just a lot of marshes all the way to Mackinac. A lot, like big ones. There's a stretch between Petoskey and Mackinac that's basically just marsh. One of them got in. All right, so now the question is, how do I break down the tent while staying in the tent? Do I just wear the tent, you guys? Just wear it around today? I've got my bandana on top of my hat like this, not as a fashion statement. And yesterday I realized the only way that mosquito netting works is if it's away from your skin. And because the hat only does that for the front of my face, which is good, they were actually biting me through my face, and I had they were biting me through the net on my face, and I didn't even realize it, and I had this huge welt when I got done hiking yesterday. So I don't know if this is gonna work at all, but I'm hoping that the little tabs on the side here will kind of keep this, at least on one side, off my face. I am not ready. I am not ready. Run! Never stop moving. Never stop moving. I can't land if you're moving. The first thing that goes is my mental game. The sound of the swarm makes me panic. Because the only solution is to keep hiking. I keep hiking. Over the past few years, I've learned a few things. In swarms like this, pesticides don't work. DEET doesn't work. Mosquitoes are attracted by CO2, your carbon dioxide, and swarm your face. So for me, a head net is both the best physical and psychological protection. The next place they want to bite you is on your flank. Back of your arm, your side. So your backpack actually protects you quite a bit. And if you wear a raincoat or baggy shirt, that helps too. The weak spots in my bug armor are my ankles and my hands. But I can see my hands, and because I'm moving my feet, they don't seem to bite me too often there. If I can get past the panic at the noise of the swarm, I realize they're not actually biting me that much, as long as I keep moving. But anything I have to stop or expose my skin to do, like drinking water, eating lunch, going to the bathroom. Not just harder, but actually kind of painful. So why? Why come out here when it's like this? Because this place is still amazing. Do you guys remember 3 weeks ago what the woods looked like? Look at this. It's magical. So if I'm correct, I think I've hiked from about, oh gosh, my hands are dirty, sorry. From about here, all the way up here. Wow. I'm proud of that. There aren't many shelters on North Country Trail. And this is one of them, and it's amazing. All right, I'm within about an hour's walk to Dove's house, so I'm gonna send her a message with my DeLorme. I don't have service up here. If I wasn't being so generously hosted by Dove and her husband, I would definitely stay here. This is amazing. The lake! It's Lake Michigan! Yeah! Got to Dove's. That's really nice to do trail magic. Look at that.
So we had about 15 gallons of strawberries in the freezer last fall. So we're eating lots of strawberry stuff right now. We hiked that section by Bowman Lake. Mm-hmm. And then right after we left, it started to rain.
We had pulled over because it was just so bad, the wind and the rain, I couldn't see anything. And like she said, there were sparks because of the telephone poles were next to the utility poles. And then when we stopped and got out of the car after it passed, there was a utility pole hanging in the middle of the road behind us.
Well, it was
so we couldn't go that way.
The telephone pole was snapped in half and it was dangling from the wires right over the road.
So we didn't know.
It was bizarre. And then up ahead of us, there were multiple trees down.
Big trees. So we were trapped.
We couldn't get out. We had to wait. It was interesting. First tornado, we didn't know, and they don't really let you know. You don't know that it's a tornado until a few days later.